Well, I went out to mow the grass in my front yard, and while I was doing that, I noticed this branch had broken off, I guess, in the windstorm that we had a few days ago. And of course, I'm not out here every day looking around, and I missed it. So it's been hanging off that wire for, I don't know, probably a week. So obviously, the first thing that I tried to do after seeing it there was to try to lift it up over the wire. There's a small branch that's hooked over it, but I couldn't lift it up high enough to get it over. Every time I did lift it up, the wire would go up with it. And even hard maple that's starting to rot is still pretty heavy. So this is way heavier than it looks, believe me. After giving it a little bit more thought while I was mowing the grass, I decided that the best strategy for this would be to try to cut as much off as I can to make it as light as I possibly can. And then the first thing that occurred to me was a chainsaw, but then I thought, no, the chainsaw is probably not a good idea here. So I got out my stepladder and the battery-powered saw, and I started cutting off pieces up as high as I could reach comfortably, or where I felt safe anyway. And then I went out back and I got a 16-foot deck board, and I cut a notch in the end so that it would fit around the branch. And so I figured I could use this to push the smaller branch up and possibly let it come down over the wire. And at the very least, I could get it pushed up high enough that it would get, snagged up in the trees. Or at least that's what I'm saying now, because that's exactly what happened. And to be honest, I wasn't feeling particularly safe directly underneath it like that. If it comes down, it's probably going to hit me. I could probably do without that, actually. I don't need to be hit by a big tree branch today. So what I did was I took that deck board and I screwed a piece of wire on the end into kind of a hoop. And I used that to lasso the end of the branch that was sticking out over, figuring I could pull it down. And look at that, it worked. Of course, some of you are probably saying, this is a live wire here you're messing with, John. Aren't you worried about getting electrocuted? Well, it is live, but it's insulated, and everything is, bone dry. We haven't had rain here in several days. And being so dry, I don't think the tree or the deck board could possibly carry enough current to kill me, even if there was a break in the insulation.